Hey there, it's Alison Harris, and I am so excited to be offering virtual lessons on Zoom. I live in Sebastopol. I pretty much always have. I love it here. But I'm so excited to work with other singer songwriters who are wanting to have an impact in their local communities and explore their creative voice. It feels so good to express yourself creatively through music. And if you're drawn to that and you want to perform and share your music with your community, I would love to work with you. Um, so you can look at my website, alisonsowls.com. Um, that's www.alisonsowls.com. And you can get in touch with me there. But today I wanted to talk about singing exercises and kind of the art of training your voice, and the fact that in warm ups, unless you're specifically working on pitch and intervals, really warm ups aren't about the notes at all. They're about range, yes, but most of it is about really mastering and strengthening and training these three areas that make you a world-class singer, which is breath, support, and control, and tonal placement and vowels. So that's like 2/3 in my opinion. And then of course, the most important is self-expression and your emotion. If you're a singer-songwriter, you want to sound like yourself. Your goal is not to sound like the best you can possibly sound singing an Aretha Franklin song. It's to sound like you delivering the music that you love from your heart, either cover songs or songs that you've written from the heart. So it's a different art in that way. And that's why I love working with singer-songwriters, because I have a background in classical training. But what I did with that classical training is teach myself how to try to sound like Lucinda Williams, even though I was an early music soprano by nature. Um, so yeah, I think, singing is such an incredible, it really is an incredible sport. It takes a ton of physical energy to really deliver a song and really get great tone and control and really deliver every line and every note. It really takes every cell in your body being totally engaged, and you're breathing, you're really, all your muscles are completely on, and that's why it feels so good to sing. That's why you get a high from it, apart from the emotional connection that's so wonderful. So I'm just going to offer a really simple arpeggio exercise, but I'm going to talk about what to be thinking of aside from the notes, and kind of like taking your focus off of the notes. So I'm going to take, let's see, maybe we'll use, let's try B flat. And hopefully that'll be a good one for men and women. We'll start on B flat, maybe A flat. And we're going to start in our head voice so that we can easily move through this range, and then we'll keep going higher and higher. And again, if it's not in your range, get in touch with me. I'd love to give you a set of exercises that'll work for your voice. Okay, so we're going to start here, and the exercise is Kia. That's a little low, so let's try middle C. That way we can easily start in our head voice for women. So Kia, Kia. So I'm just going a do, mi, so, mi, do. Or 1, 3, 5, 1, or 8, 5, 3, 1. And this hand thing is really important, because the hand can be sort of your training of your voice. So I spent hours and hours in my classical training, hours doing stuff like this. Kia, or Kia, to show myself to really release that note on the top. Kia, or not to have tension as I go up high, but rather to send this tone out the back of my neck, out the back, and the vocal cords remaining really low in the throat. So don't be afraid to use your hands. When I record in the studio, I'm always using my hands to get the notes, and it really helps me a lot. On stage, maybe not the best performance technique. It depends on your style, but definitely when you're practicing, when you're in the studio, like, use those hands. Okay, so here we are with our exercise. We're gonna start on D now. So so try this circle, and you're really sliding through the notes. So it's like you're playing a slide whistle. Try to really take out any H's of articulating the notes. So it's really common, especially if you have a choral background, to go so that takes a lot of effort. That's like a lot of resetting. You're singing by yourself. You don't need to blend with anybody. You can really like let your voice go. So you're just going to slide through the notes. And then at the top, when you open into that ah, the goal is to really lift the palate on the top, get wide open, and send that tone right out the top of your mouth. So it's kind of like you're jumping to another floor. But you want it to feel like a release this way, not like this, because that puts a lot of tension on your voice. So let's try it. 1, 2, 3, and okay, now let's try it a little faster. 1, 2, 3. Now let's start here. 1, 2, 3. Now here. 2, 3, 4. Now here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So, if you work with me, I have a whole series of warm-ups along with all this great chordal theory and everything you need to know for songwriting. And I've got recordings for you to work on these exercises with me. But when you're doing warm-ups or just singing in general, rather than think about the notes, really focus on your breathing. When you breathe in, are you breathing in a nice open tone? Are you breathing in that open space and the relaxed vocal cords? And then when you deliver, are you really engaging all the muscles in your diaphragmatic area to really support and control that tone? And are you supporting it equally from the beginning to end? So your diaphragm muscle should be going at a steady pace. It's moving in, it's supporting the tone. You're not letting off at the end because you don't want to go flat. If you're singing quiet, you've got to work even harder. So that takes like twice as much work from my diaphragm to do that. And then with the tone and the vowels are really important. So are you really getting this nice round, open space of release? You might not always perform like that. Maybe you're a country singer. Maybe you have that like real flat kind of nasally tone. But when you're exercising your voice, you really want to get this open, round space in the back that has nothing to do with the way you speak or the vowels you use. And that brings me to my third point, which is how important learning a classical song really is, because classical challenges you to deliver this long, 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 long phrase. It completely challenges you to use pure vowels, which is so huge in singing. It's so huge to be able to know how to do it. You don't have to do it as your style. But that's what makes us sound like singers, is breath control and support and these nice vowels that you can really deliver through the whole phrase. So for example, this song, this is one of the early songs I learned in college when I was studying classical voice. Du bist wie eine Blume, and I just wanted to sing a little bit at the beginning. And you'll see what I mean about breath and vowels. So it's very slow, and it goes like this. Du bist wie eine Blume, zart und schön und rein. Ich schau dich an So just to get those phrases out, you really have to utilize all these techniques. So I think it's really important to learn a couple classical tunes in your study, not to perform. I'm not an expert on classical voice. I couldn't prepare you to perform classical songs on stage, but yeah, that technique and just really getting into the physicalness of singing. I think people really underestimate how physical it really is. Like every cell in your body is totally on every minute, especially when you're singing quiet. So that's my little 2 cents for the day. It's just kind of what I'm feeling fired up about. And please get in touch with me. I have a special spring 2018 discount on a package of 2 90-minute sessions and a 50-minute consult. And I've got a vocal powerhouse pack and a singer-songwriter pack with an introduction to all the tools I use in singing and songwriting, depending on which course you like. So that's all for today, and I hope this was helpful. And please get in touch with me. I'd love to talk to you.